And the cool thing about Windows 8, you know, from one Windows 8 to another, if you ever, you know, replace it or anything, it does saves all your settings as well, just similar to what Google does. It backs up your information, and when you restore it, it pulls in all your stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. And so once I get started, I would assume all my SkyDrive and all my things are all transferred over. So yes, it did. So all my apps that I've had, so you know, it gives you the arrows of what you need to install. So my background from my old Surface, so it kind of retained that information online. My desktop as well, it kept my wallpaper, which is really cool. So let's go back really quick as well. So as you guys see in my video, I had a Windows 8.1 preview on my Surface Pro, and it worked perfect. Never had any problems. All my apps worked and everything. And so I've been running Windows 8.1 for a very long time. I actually retained all my stuff as well. So you got my work, your personal, your entertainment, your miscellaneous. So kind of categorize all of them. So all my work related stuff, my personal stuff, entertainment. So there you go, guys. Windows 8.1. So there's a few things that you would need to learn. Obviously with the new Windows 8.1, if you swipe up, as you can see, you got all your apps. If you swipe up from the off screen, when you turn it back on, I think that's the one thing that it takes forever. If you press it here, it takes forever to get your screen back up. You might be able to press it here, that might turn your screen on. So if you actually swipe down, it opens your camera. As you guys can see, that's my camera in front of me, my mic, my Mac Mini. So you can take a picture. Now I see, and I mentioned before in my other video, I don't see this as very useful for me, having a camera in front. Unless you take a picture yourself, then you change your camera. I see as a, because technically this is an ultrabook, and as an ultrabook you don't really have a camera in front of you. Like if you were to take a picture with this, it look funny, just like those iPad users, at least, you know, or tablet users that I've seen. It's too many of those people I've seen, but to me this is more of an ultrabook. Surface has really tried to make itself to look like a tablet, but in reality, as far as what I use it for and what I expect out of this, the Surface is really ultimately is an ultrabook, and it's nothing against the Surface, and I see what they're trying to do, the best of both worlds, and I do use it in a tablet mode, which is amazing. But however, I don't see this being useful unless I'm at a coffee shop and there's some hot ass girl, sorry about my language, hot girl across and I want to take a picture of her. I can see that being used. Otherwise, I don't see this being used at all. And so let me go ahead and unlock really quick. My password's a little too long. So here you go, guys. Let's see. So you can do looks like I gotta download them really quick here. Download some of your stuff, Twitter link. Let's go ahead and download some of these things. Google Glass, Flickster, Best Buy, all recipes, believe it or not. My wife likes to cook. So let's download some of these. And I wanted to show you how it works. And no, I want to cancel that. Oh well, because I didn't want that. I just wanted to show you how you can do multitasking. So let's see, Twitter for example. Back out, and let's do Bento. By the way, one of the best ones. Bento, I love to use it. And looks like it kept all my stuff, so really wonderful that it kept all my settings. Let's see, and games. So you can swipe like this, right, to switch between apps. Actually don't need that. So pick an app, and then you can take another app and drag it over to your left, so you can have, you know, your news here. Oops, sorry, your news here. Anyway, I actually just, there's a reason why I went back with the Surface Pro 2. I was thinking about grabbing the Yoga 2 Pro. Price is amazing on that. 256 gigs of storage, 8 gigs of RAM, similar to this, but for $11.99 versus $12.99, so it's $100 less. However, the Yoga 2 Pro comes with a keyboard and this one doesn't, but it was this Windows 8 64-bit versus Windows 8 Pro 64-bit, or 8.1, I'm sorry. Windows 8.1 64-bit on the Yoga 2 Pro, and this one is a Windows 8.1 Pro 64-bit. So as in business, you need a Pro version to be able to join the domain. So you need a Pro. So for $100 difference, you know, I would have to get the OS upgraded on the Yoga 2 Pro. However, I would need a keyboard for this one to make it work as a full ultrabook. So it's kind of like 50-50, although you can get the upgrade for 100, but the keyboard's $130. So you're pretty close to the same price. But I went with this one due to the fact that I don't need a high resolution. Let me tell you why. If you guys notice, this is scaling properly. And what I've heard about the Yoga 2 Pro is that when you're watching a video on this one, because of the resolution was so high, what they came across is that it was harder to watch YouTube, hard to watch websites, because of the fact that I love you, it just works smooth, because of the fact that everything was scaled so high, because the resolution was so high, so it's harder for them to pick. And it comes with the pen, and the pen is actually very useful to kind of pinpoint and focus in what area you're trying to press versus a finger. Especially with a high resolution, everything would be small for you to navigate. So the pen was definitely a huge help. So in that regard, high resolution on the Yoga 2 Pro was actually that hinders it, for at least for me, in my opinion, and as a consumer and as a business use for these ultrabooks. I found this one to be just perfect, and as much as everyone wants to have a high resolution retina display or whatever, I found that it wasn't necessary, at least in my regard, at least in my opinion. So I went with this. Also the build quality, I got a chance to compare the two. The build quality is perfect, and this actually has a lot better color reproduction. Is in regards of the resolution of the screen. And to be honest with you, I don't need anything larger than a 1080p. And if you are working on a Photoshop or anything, then I would, you know, work on my Mac or on a Retina screen, or a high resolution, a bigger laptop. But as an ultrabook for that, and the way Windows 8 is, and with all the touchscreen, I find that not to be very, very helpful with too high of a resolution. So and also I love the fact that you can search for apps, search pretty much everywhere. So you have an option to search everywhere, or settings, or files, or web images, or web video. So all my apps are still there, all my Windows administration software. So anyway, if you guys have any questions about the Windows 8.1 and the way it works, I know that others have asked me before if I can use Photoshop. I will, or I might be able to install Photoshop this time around, because there's more storage in here. Speaking of storage, let's find out how much storage I have out of the box. So I got 212 gigs free of 232. So about 30 gigs storage taken. Now keep this in mind, it did download I just downloaded all those apps and still be able to get 212. So I think, to me, that's pretty good, and they've done a lot better than that. But every every laptops out there are, you know, they are going to take that space. So they are going to require that reserve for the OS installation, and your recovery partition and things like that. So otherwise, you can still slap on a memory card, and to me it works. I could probably live by the 128, but I needed an 8 gig RAM and for multitasking, and I needed a larger storage because I'm going to be doing a little bit more about it, more with it. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, again, don't forget to comment, and I'll do my very best to answer all your questions. And don't forget to hit the likes, and I'll see you guys on the next one.